Oh hey! Brief interruption from your regular scheduled programming, but as you notice, there's something a little off about this video. What is it, you may ask? There's no audio. That was me back before I learned how to plug in the cord from my microphone on my camera. So, to alleviate you watching this whole clip with no audio, I'm going to dub in a little music, speed it up. There, the end of day one, I had messed with my camera and it was fully clicked in. So, there is audio in part of it, but this first little part, I'm just going to fast forward, play a little music, and I'm going to play it at a faster speed. But then you guys can still get the pure enjoyment of starting to rip the bathroom apart, part 2. So with that, back to the video. We're gonna do a little mid-destruction cleanup. I'm gonna quick sweep this up and then I'll pick it back up. It's getting pretty dusty and stinks. I think there's been some moisture that's definitely leaked under. The sink is an underlaying sink, but you can obviously it's very old and the underlaying is not great. So you can tell in time there's been some moisture under there. Stinks a little bit, so I'm gonna put a mask on and then continue ripping stuff out. So, where we're at now, got the countertop all clean. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this up with this tile. So I was breaking it off. Obviously on the countertop I had to break it all off to get the countertop off. But I think a lot of this wall backsplash tile, and especially as we get over into this stuff, I think because everything's going to come down, the cement, like I'm bringing it down to the studs, to new sheetrock, everything, I think I'm going to wait to individually pop that off and really do it in, like as I rip the whole sheetrock and everything off, I'll rip it off in big chunks, which is going to be a lot easier. It's going to be way less messy, and it's just going to be, I think, more of a seamless destruction process, if you will. Guys, welcome back. It's the next morning here on our mid-century bathroom remodel. So yesterday, as I showed you, we got it down to this. We got the top off, we got the front of the vanity off. Today the goal is I'm gonna get the water and the drain disconnected, and then we're gonna get the sink ripped out, and then it's probably not the best way to do it, but I'm gonna bust out the sledge and swing it around a bit. Again, it's probably not the best way, but it'll be the most fun. So I'm gonna get the water and the drain disconnected, and then we're gonna start ripping this vanity out. All right, water and drains disconnected. Next thing, we're popping this sink out, getting that out of here. It stinks under there. It's disgusting. Bye sink. So now the fun part. And again, this is very unnecessary, but we're gonna bust out our 8-pound sledge, and we're gonna knock this vanity around a little bit. Show it who's boss. Just for the fun of it. One thing that's really neat, I don't know if you guys remember in my first video about the bathroom, I talked about the wallpaper that we found behind the vanity. And the little things you find when you're doing remodels of especially older homes is, check this out, the guy's original plan, like his notes and stuff on the wood for the bathroom. So here's where we're at. We're doing a little toilet talk. Oh, I think one of the hardest things when you're dismantling and taking apart stuff from an old 1950s home, everything was built super well. A lot of plaster nails that are like this long. Things aren't screwed together. So when you're trying to dismantle it, take it apart, everything has nails that are like 3-4 inches long. And that's what you're trying to, you can't just, typically it seems like with a screw, if you're trying to, you're going to break a piece of wood off, whatever it is, they're a lot easier to break off because it'll break by the screw, but with a nail, they do not. Here's another prime example of what I'm talking about. Like, you can't just quickly rip that out. Alright, so here's where we got, like I said, I'm gonna leave this just I'm gonna leave this cap on. I'm gonna vacuum all this stuff out, sweep all this out. We got all the sides out. I'm gonna pop off this piece of plywood. Barely. This around about 9 say. So we're gonna get all this cleaned up. So I'm gonna get rid of all this, and we have a middle of a snowstorm right now. So I'm just gonna bring all that stuff downstairs. Clean you guys off. Bring all this stuff downstairs, get it swept, vacuumed, and I think we're gonna call it a day. So let's get to cleaning. Alright, it's successful. It's out of here. Vanity's gone. We ended up taking out, I always say we, but it's me. Ended up taking out the side walls as well, on both sides, getting it down to somewhat of a Blake slate. So we now have the curb for there used to be a tile curb in here. So we have the curb. Obviously you can see the tile curb, we gotta get that out, and then flooring. I think our next one is gonna be getting this whole thing out, opening all this up. Still trying to figure out what we're gonna do with the door, if we widen it or not. There we go, that's gone. So part 2 is done. If you dig today's content, please consider hitting that thumbs up button. To not miss my next video, please hit that red subscribe button. And with that, we'll see you on the next video. Bye.